Hello everyone. In the previous video session, we have seen how to model a stiffened panel for modal analysis. In this video, we will see how to model stiffened panels for bending loads. I am considering the same plate of size 1 meter by 1 meter and thickness 0.01 meter. I am going to consider one edge fixed and I am assuming a pressure load acting on the entire plate which is of magnitude 1000 Newton per meter square. Plate is made up of steel with a Young's modulus of 200 gigapascal and Poisson's ratio of 0.3. Density value is not required for this analysis as it is a static structural analysis. First, we'll go to preprocessor, element type, add shell 181, okay. I will close this. Material properties, material models, structural, linear, elastic, isotropic. Young's modulus is 200 E9 Newton per meter square. Poisson's ratio is 0.3. Sections, shell, layer, add, edit. Thickness of the plate is 0.01 meter. Click OK. Create horizontal surface. I'll keep it in isometric view. I'll switch on the display of working plane. I'll rotate the work plane about x-axis so that I can draw plate on xz plane. So I'll keep this bar to 90 degree and click on plus x once. Now it is rotated. Click cancel. Go to areas, rectangle by two corners. Enter width as 1 meter and height as 1 meter. Now height will be taken along z axis as we have rotated the work plane. So we got the required area. Now I will mesh this area with a element edge length of 0.03 meter. Same edge length we have used for the modal analysis also. Click OK. Quadrilateral mapped mesh, pick all. We got a mesh. Now we will try to apply the boundary conditions. Go to loads, define loads, apply structural displacement on lines. Select this edge, click OK. All degrees of freedom constraint. Then go to pressure on areas. Select this area, click OK and give the pressure as specified in the problem definition. It is 1000 Newton per meter square. So pressure is applied. You can see two cross lines in red color. That indicates that pressure is applied. Now database is ready for solving. So go to solution, solve, current load step, click OK. Solution is done. Go to general post processor, plot results, deformed shape, and you can choose deformed plus undeformed. It shows the deformed shape. Maximum displacement is 0.00705 meter, that is around 7.05 millimeter. That is the deflection here. And you can see the contour plot of deformation. You can see wide displacement because it is undergoing displacement along y direction. You can also plot it with undeformed model or undeformed edge like this. And deformation, since it is happening in the negative y direction, it is shown negative here. And this displacement vector sum also can be plotted, which shows the vector summation of all three components. And you can extract principal stress, one mesh stress, anything you want. Let us say one mesh stress you want to plot. You can see that one mesh stress is maximum at this fixed location, which is of magnitude 27.4 megapascal, 27.4 into 10 power 6 pascal. Suppose you want to see sigma x. You can see sigma x is also maximum here, and the magnitude of sigma x there is 30.9 megapascal. Now we can get results like this in ANSYS. It is always a good practice to verify these results by some means. Using simple tricks, you can find out whether you are getting correct trend results or not. For example, in this case, I will show some basic calculations which can be used for evaluating these results or verifying these results. Yes, this is the problem that we are discussing about. Now I can consider this as a cantilever beam. Cantilever beam. It is fixed here. It is of length 1 meter, width 1 meter and thickness 0.01 meter. And there is a pressure load. Pressure load means it is acting throughout this top surface. It is actually a distributed load. Now I can consider this as a cantilever beam like this, which is subjected to UDL. 1 meter length UDL, and we have to find out this UDL. UDL will be always designated as W per unit length. But this pressure is P per unit area. So we have to convert this given load into load per unit length. We have to multiply it with the width of this beam. So when we multiply, we get W is equal to 1000 into width is 1 meter, so into 1 Newton per meter. This is the UDL that I have to consider for theoretical calculation. Then we know that beam will undergo bending like this. If this is the original position of the beam, after application of UDL, it bends like this. And this distance is called maximum deflection or Ymax. And from strength of materials, we know that Ymax for this case, that is cantilever beam subjected to UDL, is W L power 4 divided by 8 EI. If we substitute the values now, W is 1000 Newton per meter into length. Length is 1 power 4 divided by 8 into E is 200 into 10 power 9 into I for this beam is, it is a rectangular cross section like this. Rectangular. This is 1 meter and this is 0.01 meter. So BD cube by 12 will be 1 into 0.01 cube by 12. You calculate this will be around 7.5 into 10 power minus 3 meter, or it is 7.5 millimeter. So this is the maximum deflection according to our strength of material calculation, 7.5 mm. Now we will try to compare this with the ANSYS value. Let us try to plot that displacement. It is displacement along y direction. Click OK. Now you observe this is the maximum displacement, which is 0.00705 meter. 0.00705 meter is nothing but 7.05 millimeter, which is close. Same way, we will try to compare the maximum stress. We know for a beam, the bending equation is M by I is equal to sigma B by Y is equal to E by R, where M is the applied bending moment, I is moment of inertia, sigma B is bending stress, Y is the distance of any fiber from the neutral axis, E is the Young's modulus, and R is the radius of curvature of the beam. Now if you are interested in sigma B, we can cross multiply these two and write M into Y by I. And if I am interested in sigma max, maximum bending stress, sigma B max, then I have to take maximum bending moment here, multiply with Y max, divided by I. For this beam case, maximum bending moment is W into L is the total load which acts at L by 2 distance from the fixed end. So it is WL square by 2. And Y max, distance of fiber from the neutral axis when it becomes maximum at the outermost fiber, means at 0.01 by 2 distance, because total height is 0.01 meter. If the neutral fiber is at the center, half of that is the value of distance of outermost fiber from the neutral axis. So this is Y max. So now we can find out what is sigma max. So sigma max is equal to M max, which is WL square by 2. W is 1000 into L is 1 by 2. This is M max into Y max. Y max is 0.01 by 2 divided by I. I is BD cube by 12, which is 1 into 0.01 cube by 12. If I calculate this, it will be close to 30 into 10 power 6 Newton per meter square, or it is 30 megapascal. This is the maximum stress that is experienced by this beam. Now we'll try to compare this with the value obtained in ANSYS. In ANSYS, we will try to plot the stress along x direction. Go to nodal solution, stress, x component of stress, click OK. Now you see stress is maximum here, and you can observe that stress magnitude is 0.309 into 10 power 8 Pascal, that is 30.9 megapascal, which is very close to the theoretical stress what we obtained from calculation. So these are the values that we got for this case. It is a square plate subjected to normal pressure with one end fixed. So maximum deformation observed in y direction is 7.05 mm. Maximum stress in x direction, that is bending stress, Sx max, is observed as 31.5 megapascal. And von Mises stress distribution was obtained like this. The maximum stress is 28 megapascal. Now as the next case, we will try to introduce a stiffener along x direction at the center of the plate and observe the results. I will clear this database. Start from the beginning. Element type, add shell 181. I will add the beam element for stiffener. Okay. And for beam 188, I will change the element behavior to cubic form to get maximum accuracy. Go to material properties, material models, structural, linear, elastic, isotropic. 200 E9 Newton per meter square. 0.3 is the Poisson's ratio. Sections, shell, add. Plate thickness is 0.01 meter. Go to beam, common sections. Now we have to change the section ID to 2 because 1 is already defined for shell. I will define it as rectangular, and beam thickness is taken as 0.03. Beam height is taken as 0.03. Click OK. Close. Modeling, create, click on isometric view. Go to offset work plane by increments. Set this to 90 degree and click on X axis. Now work plane is rotated to the required orientation. Go to areas, rectangle by 2 corners. Width is 1 meter and height is 1 meter. Click OK. Now we have to model a stiffener here. So I'll try to create a key point using online with ratio option. Select this line. Click OK. Give the ratio as 0.5. Create a normal line. Line normal to line. Select this line. Click OK. Select this point. Click OK. Line is drawn. Now we have to divide the area using that line. Go to operate booleans. Divide area by line. Select this area. Click OK. Select this line. Click OK. Now the area is divided into 2. Go to meshing. Mesh tool. Set the areas first. So choose areas here and click on set. Select both the areas, click OK. Set the element type to shell and set the cross section to 1. Click OK. Next, go to lines here. Click on set. Select the line. Click OK. Now change the element type to beam and cross section to rectangle. Click OK. you can set a global element edge length of 0.03 meter, like value what we set for the previous case. Click OK. Quadrilateral mapped mesh we call. Area is meshed but line is not meshed. So go back to mesh tool, set this to lines, click on mesh, select that line, click OK. Now the line is also meshed. If you want to see the cross section, go to plot controls, style, size and shape, switch on the display of element. You can see now this is the plate with 0.01 meter thickness, and this is the stiffener with cross section 0.03 by 0.03. So both are modeled. Now apply the pressure load and boundary condition. Apply displacement on lines. There are two lines now. You select both the lines at that edge. All degrees of freedom constraint. Go to pressure on areas. Select both the areas. Click OK. Give pressure of 1000 Newton per meter square. Click solution, solve, current load step, OK. Solution is done. Go to general post processor, deformed shape, deformed with undeformed will give you the deformed shape. Now you observe the deformation is 0.004 meter. Previously it was around 7 mm. Now it is 4 mm. Because of the stiffener, deflection is reduced. If you want to see the contours deformation in y direction, you can plot. You can see the deformed shape. If you want to record sigma x, you can plot this. You can see that maximum stress is occurring at the fixed end of the beam or stiffener, and other stress components like von Mises stress you can plot, and you can record the values. These are the values that you get from ANSYS. Maximum deflection is 4.042 mm. Maximum stress in x direction is 45.8 megapascal. Maximum von Mises stress is 45.8 megapascal at the fixed end. Now we will try to model two stiffeners, one along x direction and one along y direction, and try to analyze the same. I will use the same database. I'll go back to preprocessor, clear the mesh first, clear areas, area mesh is cleared, line mesh also I'll clear. Yeah, both are cleared. Plot areas will give you the areas. Now in order to model a stiffener in this direction at the center, I have to create a key point here and a line here and divide the areas into 4. So go back to modeling, create key points on line with ratio. On this line, click OK with a ratio of 0.5. Click OK. Lines, normal to line, normal to this line, click OK. From this point, click OK. Now go to booleans, divide area by line option. Select both the areas, click OK. Select this line, click OK. Now there are 4 areas. If you want to check, you can go to numbering, area numbers on. You can see there are 4 areas. Now we'll go to meshing, mesh tool. First we'll set the attributes. Choose areas here, set, pick all, means all 4 areas. You set shell 181 as element, cross section as 1. Next, set these 2 lines. Go to set option, select these 2 lines. This is representing x direction stiffener, and these 2 lines also, they represent the stiffener along z direction. So click OK and set it to beam 188 and rectangular cross section. Click OK. Global element size you set it to 0.03. Quadrilateral mapped mesh pick all. Mesh is done for the areas. Choose lines. Go to mesh. Select all the 4 areas at the center. Click OK. Now that stiffeners are also meshed. Plot elements, if you do, you will see the mesh like this. Now we'll try to apply the boundary conditions and loads and solve. Loads, define loads, apply structural displacement on lines. There are 2 lines here, select them, click OK, all degrees of freedom constraint. pressure on areas, select all the 4 areas, click OK, apply a pressure of 1000 Newton per meter square, click OK, solve it. Solution is done. Now go to general post processor, plot results, deformed shape. This is the deformed shape. Observe the displacement maximum. It is 4.025 millimeter. There is not much change in the deflection as compared to previous case, that is with one stiffener along x direction. Similarly, you can plot uy. You can plot sx. You can plot von Mises stress and record the values. These are the results that we get from ANSYS. Maximum deformation in y direction is 4.025 mm. Maximum stress in x direction is 46 megapascal. Maximum von Mises stress is 46 megapascal at the fixed end. Next, you can try with two stiffeners along x direction. You can see there are two stiffeners which are modeled at 2/3 distance from here and 1/3 distance from here. And you can do the analysis in the same way and you will obtain the maximum deflection in y direction as 2.838 mm, maximum stress in x direction as 32.7 megapascal, maximum von Mises stress is obtained as 32.7 megapascal at the fixed end. Now we will try to compare these results, whatever we have obtained. Theoretically, we have solved this problem considering it as a cantilever beam subjected to UDL. We got the maximum deflection along y direction as 7.5 mm and maximum bending stress as 30 megapascal. Now without any stiffener, we got the deflection as 7.05, which is comparable with this, and stress of 31.5, which is comparable with this. So that means our results are matching with the analytical results, though it is not exactly matching because of many reasons. Our values are reasonable. With one stiffener along x-axis, we got these results. One stiffener along x and one stiffener along z. At the center, we got this. And two stiffeners along x, we got this. And if you compare, initially the deformation was more and stress was less. But as we include the stiffener, the deformation became less and stress is slightly increased, and effect of including stiffener along z direction at the center did not make much change, but effect of including stiffeners along x-axis at different locations drastically reduced the deformation and stress also. With this tutorial, you can try all these combinations, increase the number of stiffeners, vary the pitch, tabulate and compare the results, change the cross-section and material parameters of stiffeners, tabulate and compare the results. You can try with different type of cross sections also and different orientation of cross sections also. You know how to control the orientation of beam cross section using orientation key point. Carry out similar trials for different boundary conditions of the panel. These exercises you can try. In the next video, I am going to perform eigenbuckling analysis on stiffened panels. Thank you.